I promise y'all, the fantasy thing that I'm a part of, my fantasy league, it ends tomorrow. Sunday, March 5th is the last day of the season, and then it's over. I do it with a lot of other YouTubers that cover hockey stuff here on this platform, and it's a pretty good time. I'm in the finals right now, and this week I've been going up against an individual who has Connor McDavid, and yeah, it's been very, very bad. And all in all, I have been kind of raving and ranting about the guys on my team the past few months as to whether or not they do well or they don't do well. Andrei Kuzmenko is on my team, Patrick Kane is on my team, Nikita Kucherov is on my team as well. However, the past few days have been so disappointing for me in my production that I am losing in this finals matchup by a long shot. The other guy has McDavid, the other guy has Pasternak. It's been very good for him, and I got the short end of the stick, unfortunately. But aside from that, I feel like today is a good day to go out there and bring up everything once more, because the Tampa Bay Lightning had themselves a game against the Buffalo Sabres, wherein they lost 5-3. However, the important part that everybody is talking about when it comes to this game, that in which I'll give a full disclaimer, I did not watch this game. I don't get up and watch Eastern Conference games on my Saturdays, especially after the trade deadline. I also did say that I have a hockey tournament later today, so I have to get some more rest. But 5-3 loss to the Buffalo Sabres. You had Riley Stillman in there for Buffalo throwing hits and trying to fight. I'll go out there and use that verb. He tried. But the big thing that everybody was talking about in this game was the big three towards the third period, and how, for the entirety of the third period, you didn't see any shifts from Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, or Brayden Point. Now, that sucks for me, because, as I said, Nikita Kucherov is on my fantasy team, and now I'm down by like 150 points because everybody else, Nazem Kadri, Johnny Gaudreau, Kuzmenko, Patty Kane, these guys are all not scoring, and it's not fun. But Kucherov was one of the big three that was scratched here today. Or, not scratched, but benched for the third period. And you had yourselves Jon Cooper going out there and saying this in response to these guys not playing in the third. Well, as coaches, you've got to put your team in the best position to win, and 99.9% of the time, those guys give us the best chance to win when they're on the ice. It just felt in the third period they weren't giving us the best chance to win. This team has been unbelievable for a decade. You take the 3 finals. Well, there's a reason a lot of that has happened. We have set a standard here that everybody adheres to, and it's not pick and choose. It's everybody. That's how it was here today. Like I said, those guys are an extremely important part of our team, but for 20 minutes tonight, I thought the other guys could get it done, and you know what? They almost did. We've got a lot of pride in this room and in our organization. It's not a situation where you're upset with guys or you feel differently about guys. You've got to come here and go to work. It's the best league in the world with the best players on the world. If you're not on it and you're not giving it to the standard that this franchise has set the bar for me, the league, in the last how many years, you can't go out there. Like I said, those guys are the reason we have a standard that high. It's because of those guys. Just for a period tonight, though, that was it. And you know, I really do like Jon Cooper. I like the guy. I think he has a very intriguing coaching style that works, and comments like these go out there and cement just the philosophy and how the thought process behind his decision-making really is, and I like that a lot, that he's holding these players accountable, because, look, I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch too many Tampa Bay games. I always see the highlights whenever Kucherov scores, because of course it pops up on my notifications on Yahoo, but this is the Our Hockey comment thread. Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov and Point got a combined 0 minutes of ice time in the third period against Buffalo. Huge message from Jon Cooper. And I wanted to read some of the comments here from Lightning fans in particular, going over their thoughts on this entire thing. Wait a minute, no, I mispronounced that. Dole Whiplash, there you go, that's a lot better. And for the first time in the past 3 weeks, it looked like we were actually trying to win a game. Not a coincidence, and I hope they get the message. What No Wait says I'm all for this. Too many wide-open shots passed up in favor of passes. Too many lazy passes, and Points absolutely dogging it on the 4th goal. Hob Pob Kibblebob replies saying this: I think Nikita Kucherov being out for almost 2 minutes at the end of the second period might have had something to do with it. There were multiple chances for him to make a change, and I feel like he just refused. Now, again, I didn't watch the game, but at some point you gotta go out there and notice that sometimes players that are really good will play like they know they're really good. there's a little bit of a difference there, isn't it? Like, you can be good and play in such a way that expands on you being good. Like, Connor McDavid has the confidence to dodge and weave and go through everybody, not just because he can, but because he knows he can. A lot of other players, bottom-tier players, bottom-six players, regular top-six players even, they wouldn't have the confidence to try to dangle through other guys because they don't think they can. But players that are at the very top, sometimes they put themselves in positions where it's like, okay, I'm going to stay out. I'm not going to go off on a change because I'm Nikita Kucherov and I know I can do this. There were some other comments on here from Tampa Bay fans saying, yeah, like I noticed that Kucherov just refused to change. He had chances to, but he didn't. Here's another comment from Mo Lightning Bro. Message received by the rest of the team. Let's hope Kucherov and Stamkos, I think Point played fine aside from the fourth goal, receive it as well. Another reply said, and we had a pretty decent third period with them on the bench too. J Gibbons 151 says that the Lightning looked terrible today, and another Lightning replier, whose name I'm not going to go out there and read, said they've looked terrible for weeks now. And this is sort of the thing. The Lightning play another game tomorrow, Sunday, 12 p.m. PST or 12 p.m. EST? I'm not too sure. It's at the early parts of Sunday against Carolina, and this is going to be the last game that Nikita Kucherov suits up for in my fantasy league, so of course I'm making it all about myself again with my fantasy talk, but like, hopefully, the Lightning players, Stamkos, Kucherov, and Point, have that big chip on their shoulder for next game and say, okay, well, screw it. Patty Kane was able to do it, why can't we? And if you don't know what I'm referring to, Patty Kane was pretty subpar for most of this season. Like, of course, I took him with the high picks. He's been on my team the entire time as well. But it wasn't really until the weeks leading up to the trade deadline that Patty Kane started getting like 3 points a game. Multiple multi-goal games, multiple multi-assist games. He just went out there and started dominating because he's like, okay, well, if teams are not going to trade for me, if the Rangers already got Tarasenko and they don't want me anymore, well, I gotta go out there and show off that I can still do what they want me to be able to do. Screw that hip injury, let's go out there and score 3 points a game. And it helped me barrel my way to the finals in my fantasy league. Now that Patty Kane is in New York, the guy has, what, 0 points? 4 shots on goal, he's a -1 or whatever, and I'm losing points because Patty Kane is not getting any production, and he's been also a part of my downfall here in the finals. It's very unfortunate, but like, if good players like Kucherov and Stamkos decide to activate that switch, okay, darn it, man, I just got scratched. I got embarrassed. I was playing poorly at the end of the second period last game. Well, we got another game tomorrow, and I have a chip on my shoulder. I'm going to go out there and score a hat trick or something. Please. It's not going to make me win. I'm already down by enough points that realistically any good performance from Kucherov, unless he scores like 7 goals a game and breaks Joe Malone's record, that's not going to really do anything for my odds here, but at the end of the day, the Tampa Bay Lightning had themselves a pretty interesting situation against the Buffalo Sabres. Kucherov, Point, and Stamkos all benched. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, apologies for all the fantasy talk. I know it gets some people annoyed, but then again, it is my channel. I'll run the show how I want, right? So, thoughts in the comment section below. I already said my outro, so I'll leave you here with an and bye.